Imagine life as a grand voyage. You, my friend, are the captain, charting a course through uncharted waters. The winds of fortune can blow fair or foul, and the seas can be calm or treacherous. But within your vessel lies the most valuable treasure of all, your inner world, your capacity for peace and happiness. Throughout history, countless philosophies have emerged, offering maps and compasses to navigate this voyage of life. Today, we set sail with Stoicism, a powerful philosophy born in ancient Greece. Stoicism doesn't promise smooth sailing. It acknowledges the storms, the unpredictable currents, and the ever-present fog of negativity. But it also equips us with the tools to weather these challenges and reach our desired destination, a life of virtue, resilience, and tranquility. However, no captain navigates alone. On our journey, we encounter a diverse crew. Some are fellow travelers seeking wisdom, while others may represent obstacles or distractions. Stoicism identifies 7 such archetypes, individuals whose behaviors can pull us off course if we're not vigilant. There's the chronic complainer, a storm cloud perpetually raining negativity. The impulsive reactor, a loose cannon firing off before considering the consequences. The ego-driven individual, a captain so fixated on their own ship, they miss the beauty of the open sea. Each of these archetypes, like sirens luring sailors to their doom, can tempt us to veer from our Stoic path. But fear not, fellow voyagers, by understanding these characters and their potential influence, we gain the power to navigate with greater awareness. We can learn to identify the negativity of the complainer, the rashness of the reactor, and the self-absorption of the egotist. Armed with this knowledge, we can choose to steer clear of their influence or, if necessary, adjust our sails to minimize their impact. This journey into Stoicism is not about becoming isolated hermits. It's about fostering healthy relationships, both with ourselves and others. By understanding these archetypes, we can learn to communicate more effectively, set boundaries when needed, and ultimately cultivate a sense of inner peace that allows us to weather any storm life throws our way. So, are you ready to embark on this voyage of self-discovery? Join us as we delve deeper into the wisdom of Stoicism and meet the 7 personality types we should navigate with care. Together, let's chart a course towards a life of meaning, purpose, and enduring inner peace. Life is a wild ride, isn't it? It tosses us around, throws obstacles in our path, and sometimes deals us a hand we never saw coming. It's natural to want to point fingers when things go awry. Maybe your boss took credit for your hard work, a relationship hit rocky shores, or life threw a curveball that knocked your plans completely off course. But here's where Stoicism steps in with its sage advice. It acknowledges life's curveballs, but flips the script on how we respond. Rather than getting caught up in the blame game or wallowing in self-pity, Stoicism champions the power of personal responsibility. While we can't control every twist and turn of fate, we hold the reins over how we react and the choices we make. And then, instead of dwelling on the unfairness of it all, Stoicism nudges us to focus on what we can actually influence. Can we extract lessons from the experience? Can we adjust our approach to better tackle similar challenges in the future? Now, let's get one thing straight: it's not about brushing off your feelings or plastering on a fake smile. Stoicism isn't about denying the rough patches. It's about acknowledging them, processing them, and then taking charge. By embracing personal responsibility, even in the face of adversity, you transform into the captain of your own ship, steering through stormy seas towards brighter horizons. Picture this: holding onto a victim mentality is like latching onto a sinking anchor. It drags you down, keeping you tethered to despair. But Stoicism tosses you a life preserver, the life preserver of personal responsibility. It's a mindset shift that empowers you to let go of what's dragging you down and actively shape your destiny. In ancient Rome, there lived a philosopher named Epictetus, who endured unimaginable hardships as a slave. Despite his enslavement, Epictetus embraced the teachings of Stoicism, finding solace and strength in the philosophy's principles. One day, Epictetus's master decided to punish him by chaining him with heavy iron shackles. Rather than despairing at his fate, Epictetus saw this as an opportunity to practice his Stoic beliefs. With unwavering resolve, he accepted his chains, recognizing that while he couldn't control his physical captivity, he could control his internal freedom, the freedom of his mind and spirit. Despite the physical constraints of his chains, Epictetus remained unbroken in spirit, continuing to espouse Stoic wisdom to all who would listen. His example inspired countless others, showing them that true freedom transcends external circumstances and lies within the power of one's own mind. Or another story about this idea is, during the reign of Emperor Nero in ancient Rome, the city was engulfed in flames in a devastating fire that lasted 4 days. Amidst the chaos and destruction, the Stoic philosopher Seneca found himself facing imminent danger. As flames licked at the edges of his villa, Seneca remained remarkably calm, embodying the Stoic principle of equanimity in the face of adversity. Rather than panic or despair, Seneca maintained his composure, reflecting on the impermanence of material possessions and the fleeting nature of life itself. In a display of Stoic wisdom, Seneca remarked to his companions that while they might lose their possessions in the fire, they retain their inner virtues and integrity, the only possessions that truly mattered. Despite the destruction surrounding him, Seneca emerged from the flames unscathed in spirit, his commitment to Stoic principles unshakable even in the midst of disaster. These stories remind us of the enduring wisdom of Stoicism and its power to transform our perspective in the face of life's challenges. Through the examples of Epictetus, Seneca, and countless others, we learn that true strength lies not in the absence of adversity, but in our response to it. So, let's dive deep into the heart of Stoic wisdom and discover the transformative power of taking ownership of our lives, even when the waves get rough. In the ebb and flow of existence, we all yearn for occasional moments of delight. A delectable slice of cake savored after a grueling day, a tranquil weekend retreat to rejuvenate our spirits. These simple pleasures inject a touch of radiance into our lives. But what if this illumination becomes our solitary beacon? Enter the short-term pleasure seeker, an individual ceaselessly in pursuit of the next surge of dopamine, the subsequent fleeting rush. Stoicism, however, issues a cautionary note against this unrelenting quest for instant gratification. Envision existence as a Voyager passage teeming with myriad experiences and profound encounters. The short-term pleasure seeker resembles a tourist flitting from one trendy attraction to another, capturing snapshots, but never truly immersing themselves in the essence of the journey. Though they may revel in momentary bliss, the memories swiftly evaporate, leaving behind an unfulfilled longing for the next thrill. Conversely, Stoicism advocates for a traveler's mindset, beseeching us to relish the expedition, cherish the small joys along the path, and construct a life imbued with depth and purpose. Consider this: Authentic contentment stems from constructing enduring edifices. The short-term pleasure seeker may acquire the latest, most opulent gadget, yet the allure of novelty fades with alarming celerity. They find themselves confronted with a trove of material possessions, but are plagued by an insatiable void. Stoicism, conversely, implores us to invest in ourselves, in the fortification of relationships, and in endeavors that contribute to a broader communal good. By erecting a sturdy scaffold of virtue, knowledge, and profound connections, we harvest a sense of fulfillment that transient pleasures can never hope to match. The palpable peril inherent in the lifestyle of the short-term pleasure seeker lies in its propensity to obscure the broader canvas. So consumed are they by the pursuit of immediate gratification that they forfeit a panoramic view of their long-term aspirations. Envision aspiring to a career in medicine, only to squander valuable hours on trivial diversions like video games. Stoicism impels us to delineate clear objectives and to accord precedence to endeavors that propel us towards their attainment. It champions the principle of deferred gratification, elucidating that relinquishing transient pleasures often precipitates the realization of far more profound rewards in the fullness of time. We may hear about the story of Demetrius, a young Stoic living in bustling Alexandria. Demetrius was a diligent student, devouring texts on virtue and reason. He prided himself on his ability to see through the illusions of the world, his gaze fixed firmly on the pursuit of logic and self-control. One day, while strolling through the city's vibrant marketplace, Demetrius encountered a peculiar sight. A street performer, a woman named Elara, was captivating a crowd with a mesmerizing display of juggling flaming torches. The audience gasped and cheered as Elara tossed the fire with practiced ease, her movements a graceful dance amidst the danger. Demetrius, however, watched with a frown. He saw only folly in this act, a reckless pursuit of momentary excitement that defied reason. Elara, in his eyes, represented a frivolous distraction, a deviation from the path of Stoic virtue. He approached her after the performance, his voice laced with disapproval. "Why do you risk life and limb for such fleeting entertainment?" he questioned. "True happiness comes from inner strength and reason, not from the pursuit of thrills." Elara, instead of taking offense, smiled warmly. "My friend," she replied, "the dance with fire is not just about the flames. It's about discipline, focus, and pushing my own boundaries. It's about finding beauty within risk and control within chaos." Demetrius, taken aback by her calm and insightful response, felt a flicker of curiosity. He spent the next few hours talking to Elara, learning about the years of practice behind her performance, the mental discipline required to stay focused amidst the flames, and the joy she found in mastering her craft. As the sun began to set, Demetrius realized his perspective had shifted. He still valued reason and logic, but he recognized the importance of passion and finding fulfillment in one's chosen pursuit. Elara, the fiery performer, had become a teacher, reminding him that Stoicism wasn't just about suppressing emotions, but about living a life of purpose, even if that purpose involved a touch of controlled chaos. From that day on, Demetrius viewed the world with a more nuanced lens. He continued to practice Stoicism, but he also embraced the beauty of human passion and the pursuit of mastery, even in the face of seemingly frivolous endeavors. Elara's story became a reminder that true wisdom lies in finding balance, in respecting reason while acknowledging the spark of joy that ignites within each of us. In summation, Stoicism does not espouse asceticism, a life bereft of pleasure. Rather, it beckons us to approach pleasure with discernment and intentionality. By directing our focus towards erecting a meaningful existence, nurturing virtue, and prioritizing enduring aspirations, we cultivate a profound, enduring brand of contentment. It's about striking a harmonious equilibrium, an equilibrium that affords us the liberty to revel in the present moment without relinquishing our gaze towards the future. This third archetype we encounter is an individual whose negative outlook on life can be both draining and contagious. Imagine your best friend, the one who sees a rain cloud and predicts a hurricane. That's the pessimist in a nutshell. They walk around with a permanent frown, convinced everything is going to fall apart. Their negativity is a black hole, sucking the joy out of even the most ordinary situations. Stoicism, however, throws a lifeline of optimism into this storm of negativity. Sure, life throws curveballs, a flat tire on the way to work, a surprise bill in the mail. These things happen. But constantly focusing on the worst-case scenario, anticipating failure before it even arrives, goes against the Stoic grain. Stoicism teaches us to approach life's trials with a steady hand and a hopeful heart. Every obstacle, every setback, is an opportunity to learn and grow. It's like a tough workout at the gym. It might be painful in the moment, but it builds your strength and resilience in the long run. The pessimist sees only roadblocks, a dead end at every turn. The Stoic, on the other hand, sees a chance to build inner strength and demonstrate their values. They face challenges head-on, trusting in their ability to find solutions and emerge stronger on the other side. Here's the kicker: pessimism is contagious. It's like a bad cold, spreading easily and draining the energy and optimism out of everyone around them. Imagine being stuck in a room with someone constantly complaining about the weather. Pretty soon, you'll be feeling gloomy too, right? Stoicism reminds us that cultivating a positive outlook is crucial, not just for ourselves, but for the people we care about. It's about choosing to see the glass half full, even in tough times. Our optimism can be a beacon of light, inspiring those around us to face their own challenges with courage and hope. Now, being hopeful doesn't mean pretending everything will be sunshine and rainbows. It's about acknowledging life is unpredictable, but choosing to focus on the possibilities rather than the limitations. By embracing a hopeful mindset grounded in Stoic principles, we navigate life's twists and turns with courage and grace. And who knows, maybe our optimism will inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of positivity throughout our lives. We can't control the weather, but we can choose the kind of attitude we bring to the storm. In the daily grind, it's easy to spot them, the people whose self-importance seems to walk 5 paces ahead of them. Every interaction feels like an audience with royalty, with whispers of their achievements and pronouncements of their opinions, leaving little room for anyone else. But what fuels this relentless need for self-aggrandizement? And how does it impact the tapestry of our relationships? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that champions resilience and moral integrity, offers a compass for navigating the complexities of ego-driven behavior. Take humility, for example. How often does it get a starring role in today's fast-paced world? In a culture obsessed with self-promotion and individual achievement, humility can feel like a forgotten line in a dusty script. Yet, Stoicism reminds us of its enduring power. Humility isn't about shrinking into a corner or denying your talents. It's about acknowledging your limitations and vulnerabilities while recognizing the inherent worth and dignity in everyone you meet. It's the quality that fosters genuine connections, not just a collection of admirers, and cultivates a sense of mutual respect and understanding. Living a virtuous life is another cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, standing in stark contrast to the ego-driven mindset. While the ego chaser prioritizes personal success and accolades, the Stoic aspires to uphold principles of moral excellence. For them, virtue transcends selfish desires, encompassing values like justice, courage, and wisdom. By aligning their actions with these principles, Stoics seek a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment that goes beyond the fleeting high of ego-driven gratification. Stoicism goes a step further by teaching us to embrace the interconnectedness of all beings. It encourages us to approach our interactions with compassion and empathy. Instead of viewing others as stepping stones to personal glory, Stoics recognize the humanity in each individual, acknowledging their hopes, fears, and struggles. This broader perspective not only enriches our personal relationships, but also fosters a sense of unity and cooperation within our communities. In essence, Stoicism provides a roadmap for transcending the pitfalls of ego-driven behavior and nurturing relationships that are healthier and more fulfilling. By cultivating humility, striving for virtue, and practicing compassion, we can pave the way for deeper connections and contribute to a more harmonious society. A society where understanding and empathy reign supreme, not the constant clanging cymbal of self-aggrandizement. Embedded within the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy hides the poignant maxim, "He's a wise individual who refrains from sorrow over the things which he lacks, but instead celebrates those possessions which he owns." This ancient adage lays bare the essence of gratitude, an often overlooked virtue in our contemporary society. The archetype of the ungrateful person serves as a stark reminder of the dangers inherent in disregarding life's blessings, persistently ensnared in a cycle of discontent and yearning. Nonetheless, Stoicism presents a guiding light, illuminating a pathway towards genuine happiness and contentment through the practice of gratitude. Consider for a moment the profound impact of gratitude on our collective well-being. The ungrateful person, bound by their incapacity to appreciate life's abundance, remains heedless to the numerous blessings that grace their existence on a daily basis. Instead, they become fixated on perceived inadequacies, oblivious to the richness and depth of the present moment. In contrast, Stoicism calls upon us to embrace a mindset of gratitude and intentional acknowledgement of life's myriad gifts and opportunities. In the eyes of Stoics, gratitude transcends mere sentiment. It becomes a way of life, a conscious decision to recognize and relish the richness of existence in all its forms. Whether it's the comforting embrace of a loved one, the resplendent hues of a sunset, or the sustenance derived from a hearty meal, Stoicism instructs us to find solace and contentment in life's simple pleasures. By fostering gratitude as a guiding principle, we unlock a profound sense of fulfillment that extends far beyond the confines of material wealth or external validation. Moreover, the practice of gratitude serves as a potent counterbalance to the pervasive grip of negativity and discontent. The ungrateful person, ensnared in a web of dissatisfaction, perpetually seeks solace in the pursuit of more possessions, more accolades, more validation. Yet, Stoicism reminds us that genuine happiness lies not in the relentless pursuit of external rewards, but in the cultivation of an inward sense of gratitude and contentment. By embracing gratitude as a guiding beacon, we navigate life's tribulations with grace and fortitude, fostering a profound sense of fulfillment and harmony within ourselves and the world around us. Stuck in emotional gridlock, remember that time the elevator lurched to a halt, and your claustrophobic friend went into full-on panic mode, frantically mashing every button. Or maybe it was the colleague who, in a white-hot rage, blasted a scathing email to a client, only to face the professional fallout later. These are the impulsive reactors, individuals perpetually stuck in emotional gridlock. Their actions are driven by the immediate storm brewing within, bypassing any attempt at calm assessment. Stoicism, however, offers a different approach, a philosophy that prioritizes calculated responses over knee-jerk reactions. By understanding the pitfalls of impulsivity and embracing Stoic principles, we can navigate life's challenges with more grace and effectiveness. The emotional roller coaster. The impulsive reactor is a walking emotional roller coaster. Their feelings are like flashing neon signs. Joy radiates brightly, and anger explodes with equal intensity. While this emotional transparency can be endearing in small doses, it often leads to regrettable outbursts in the heat of the moment. Imagine a chef flinging a perfectly good steak onto a cold grill. The initial sizzle might be satisfying, but the result is a ruined meal. Similarly, the impulsive reactor's quick reactions often leave a trail of burnt bridges and hurt feelings. Stoicism, on the other hand, encourages us to take a step back from the heat, to assess the situation's temperature before diving in. It's about hitting the pause button, letting emotions simmer down, and then approaching the issue with a clear head and a cool perspective, beyond the robot, finding balance. But Stoicism doesn't advocate for becoming an emotionless robot. It's about striking a balance between feeling and acting. Before launching into an accusatory tirade at a co-worker, the Stoic asks, is this battle worth fighting? Or will a calm conversation resolve things more effectively? Before spilling a secret in a moment of vulnerability, they consider, can I trust this person? What are the potential consequences of blurting this out? By cultivating self-control and thoughtful reflection, we avoid the sting of regret and foster genuine connections built on trust and understanding. Analyzing the situation allows us to identify the root cause, address it directly, and prevent future flare-ups. The allure of instant gratification. The impulsive reactor also struggles with delayed gratification. They crave instant satisfaction, making them vulnerable to quick fixes and shortcuts. This can manifest in unhealthy habits, like impulsively splurging on a new gadget instead of diligently saving for a long-term goal. They might prioritize watching the latest viral video over investing in personal growth through a challenging online course. True fulfillment, however, rarely comes easy. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of putting in the effort, working towards something bigger than ourselves. It reminds us to savor the journey of learning and growth, not just the fleeting rush of instant gratification. By learning to wait for rewards, we cultivate discipline and build a foundation for lasting success. Analyzing the long-term consequences of our actions, rather than focusing solely on the immediate emotional payoff, allows us to make choices that align with our values and build a life filled with genuine satisfaction. Beyond reactivity, mindful responses. In essence, Stoicism equips us to be mindful responders, not impulsive reactors. By prioritizing reason, considering long-term consequences, and focusing on delayed gratification, we navigate life's challenges with greater clarity and purpose. It's about understanding that our actions have ripple effects. By choosing thoughtful responses, we cultivate not just personal growth, but also contribute to a more harmonious environment for everyone around us. In a world that often rewards instant gratification and emotional reactivity, Stoicism offers a powerful antidote, a philosophy that encourages us to slow down, think things through, and ultimately live a life of greater intentionality and purpose. Let's take an example of Jessica. Slammed her laptop shut, the glow of the screen momentarily etching lines of frustration on her face. Another freelance writing deadline missed. The pressure was a constant companion, a nagging voice reminding her that rent was due and groceries weren't going to buy themselves. Discouragement gnawed at her. Maybe I should just get a stable office job, she sighed. The dream of being her own boss starting to feel like a burden. Suddenly, a quote she'd taped to her desk caught her eye. It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested. Seneca. The Stoic philosopher's words hung in the air. Jessica had always admired the Stoic philosophy, the emphasis on reason, delayed gratification, and living a life true to your values. But lately, the pressure to succeed had pushed those principles aside. She impulsively checked her social media, a pit forming in her stomach as she scrolled through feeds showcasing the seemingly perfect lives of other freelance writers. Taking a deep breath, Jessica closed her social media tabs. Maybe, she thought, being a Stoic wasn't about ignoring pressure or challenges, but about facing them with a clear head. She wouldn't let the fear of failure or the allure of instant gratification derail her dream. Instead of succumbing to discouragement, Jessica made a list. She wrote down her long-term goals and broke them down into smaller, achievable steps. She scheduled time for focused work, leaving room for breaks and self-care. She also put aside time for networking and pitching her work to new clients, understanding that success wouldn't come overnight. It wasn't easy. There were still days filled with self-doubt and moments when the allure of instant gratification, like binge-watching a show instead of working, was strong. But with each completed task, each positive client interaction, Jessica felt a sense of accomplishment that went beyond the immediate reward. Being a Stoic, Jessica realized, wasn't about becoming emotionless. It was about acknowledging her emotions, but not letting them dictate her actions. It was about prioritizing her long-term goals over fleeting desires. Months later, Jessica finally landed a project with a major publication. The email confirming it arrived on a day filled with self-doubt, a stark reminder of how far she'd come. It wasn't a solution to all her problems, but it was a sign that her patience, focus, and commitment to her craft were paying off. Jessica's journey as a freelance writer wasn't over, but by embracing Stoic principles, she learned to navigate the challenges with greater resilience and purpose. The path wouldn't be clear of obstacles, but she was no longer an impulsive reactor, but a mindful responder, one step closer to achieving her dream, one well-invested moment at a time. We all have those days. The traffic jam that stretches into infinity, the spilled coffee staining your favorite shirt, the internet that decides to take a permanent vacation. Life throws curveballs, and sometimes venting feels like the only way to cope. But what if that constant stream of complaints is actually doing more harm than good? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy known for its emphasis on practical wisdom and resilience, offers a different perspective. Stoics see complaining as a self-defeating cycle. It drags your mood down, like a stubborn anchor tethering you to negativity. When you're fixated on the bad, it becomes increasingly difficult to see the brighter aspects of life, the small joys and hidden opportunities that might be right in front of you. This negativity bias isn't just a downer on your mood, it also cripples your focus. Imagine trying to concentrate on a complex task, while your mind plays a constant loop of woe is me. It becomes a recipe for procrastination and missed deadlines. Stoicism emphasizes mental clarity and discipline. By training yourself to acknowledge problems without letting them spiral into negativity, you regain the ability to focus on the task at hand and appreciate the beauty in everyday experiences. Complaining can also become a social contagion, spreading negativity and pushing people away. Imagine being around someone who constantly vents their frustrations. It's exhausting. Stoicism promotes fostering strong relationships built on mutual respect, empathy, and understanding. By learning to control your words and focus on constructive communication, you create a more positive and inviting atmosphere for yourself and those around you. It's the difference between attracting supportive connections and repelling them. Think of chronic complaining as a rut, a well-worn path that leads nowhere but deeper into negativity. Stoicism offers a way out, a path paved with proactive problem-solving and acceptance. Instead of passively lamenting your circumstances, Stoicism encourages you to take decisive action on the things you can control and accept the things you can't. This empowers you to become the author of your own story, not a victim of circumstance. Ultimately, Stoicism isn't about ignoring problems or pretending everything is sunshine and rainbows. It's about acknowledging challenges with a clear head and a focus on solutions. By embracing a Stoic mindset, you can break free from the cycle of negativity, cultivate a more resilient and contented outlook, and build stronger, more meaningful connections with the people around you. So, the next time you feel the urge to complain, take a deep breath and ask yourself, is there anything I can do about this situation? You might be surprised at the strength and clarity you discover within yourself. Avoiding the types of individuals cautioned against by Stoicism, numerous advantages, significantly enhancing the quality of our lives. Firstly, steering clear of chronic complainers preserves our mental well-being and cultivates a growth-oriented mindset. Exposure to constant negativity weighs heavily on our spirits, making it challenging to maintain a positive outlook and tackle life's challenges with vigor. Surrounding ourselves with individuals who focus on solutions rather than problems fosters proactive problem solving and empowers us. Secondly, eschewing the company of indulgent hedonists allows us to strike a balance between seeking pleasure and exercising self-discipline. While enjoying life's pleasures is natural, excessive fixation on hedonistic pursuits leads to a shallow and unfulfilling existence. Practicing moderation and temperance enhances our overall well-being and deepens our appreciation for life's simple joys. This mindful approach enriches our experiences and satisfaction. Moreover, steering clear of manipulative opportunists safeguards our integrity and protects us from exploitation. Surrounding ourselves with individuals lacking sincerity erodes trust and undermines meaningful relationships. Prioritizing authenticity and honesty fosters genuine connections built on mutual respect and regard for one another's well-being. This commitment to integrity strengthens social bonds and enhances our sense of self-worth and dignity. In essence, Heeding Stoicism's warnings and avoiding detrimental individuals creates space for growth, fulfillment, and authentic relationships. Aligning ourselves with Stoic values such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance lays the groundwork for a meaningful existence. Cultivating a community embodying these virtues enriches our lives and contributes to society's collective well-being. If we ignore Stoicism's warnings, we open ourselves up to a range of pitfalls. Constant exposure to chronic complainers can be like a slow poison, seeping into our own outlook. Their negativity breeds a sense of hopelessness, making it harder to bounce back from challenges and find joy in everyday life. Similarly, indulging in relationships with hedonists who prioritize fleeting pleasures can leave us feeling unfulfilled and empty. Chasing after short-term highs without regard for the consequences can distract us from what truly brings meaning and satisfaction. Furthermore, allowing ourselves to be manipulated by opportunists puts our integrity and self-respect at risk. Being exploited by others can leave us feeling betrayed and resentful, eroding our trust in both ourselves and others. This can damage our relationships and make it difficult to build genuine connections. In essence, failing to heed Stoicism's warnings can have far-reaching consequences. By recognizing the red flags and distancing ourselves from these draining influences, we safeguard our mental well-being, preserve our integrity, and cultivate a life guided by Stoic principles, virtue, resilience, and authenticity. Alright folks, that's it for our look at the 7 personality types Stoicism advises us to avoid. It's clear these folks can be major roadblocks on our path to personal growth and a fulfilling life. From the negativity monster to the pleasure-obsessed hedonist, each one acts as a cautionary tale, highlighting behaviors that can pull us off course. But by recognizing these pitfalls, we can double down on Stoic values like wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation. These are the cornerstones that build a truly meaningful existence. Remember, Stoicism isn't just some dusty old philosophy. It's a battle-tested toolkit for navigating life's complexities. It teaches us to be rock-solid in tough times, find balance in our pursuit of pleasure, and see clearly when things get chaotic. Through self-awareness and discipline, we can transcend our egos and pursue moral excellence. This isn't just about self-improvement. It's about contributing to a world where everyone strives to be a better version of themselves. Think of Stoicism as your personal lighthouse in a foggy world. It guides you towards inner peace and fulfillment, no matter what life throws your way. By embracing its teachings and avoiding the pitfalls we discussed, we embark on a journey of self-mastery and spiritual growth. So, let's take Stoicism's warnings to heart and embody its virtues in everything we do. This is how we unlock our full potential and live a life that truly matters. Thanks for joining us on this exploration. Now go out there and be the best Stoic version of yourself.